Hey guys, Nicodemus Kane here. Every day it's something new. Every day it's something new. It is May the 7th. It is 10 o'clock. I am on my break, actually. I got 15 minutes to do this, so hopefully we'll get it done in 15 minutes. But are you ready for it? Take a seat. Try not to freak out. But let's do some stuff here because we got to do it. And let's do it. I just found out about this today. Let's go ahead and listen to it.
We are beginning.
And before we get into it, really listen to what he's saying. Listen to the words. Listen to the description. Listen to what he says.
A program today, and it's a pilot program which will certainly grow into something larger and larger, and that is a community contact tracing program. We've done contact tracing all along. That a contact is a person who's been exposed to someone that we document to have the COVID infection. When we find someone who has a COVID infection, those people are immediately isolated. But we also work with them to figure out who their contacts were.
Did you catch that? When we catch somebody, they are immediately isolated. And then we find out who else they've had in contact with. That means that the people that they've had contact with, if they test positive, they are isolated too. I'm not gonna interrupt this too much, but just let it happen. It gets worse.
Luckily, because you have been doing such a great job of cooperating and staying indoors, and staying isolated, it used to be there were 10 contacts at least for every patient that we would find. Now it looks like there are probably only 2 or 3 or 4 contacts, not surprisingly, because most people have been staying away from others. And that's good news. But the purpose of this program is to bring on people. We're going to start with 10 people. We may bring on up to 50 or even more as the program grows and as we see the needs for it. As we do more testing, we will find more and more people who have COVID-19. And again, we'll isolate every one of them, and we will find every one of their contacts.
Isolate.
And we will make sure that they stay quarantined, and we'll check in with them every
Quarantine.
day. In other words, what this program means is that we're going to do a more complete job, and we're going to do a more meticulous job.
What this program means is that we're going to go and we're going to find all those people that have this stuff, and we're going to isolate and quarantine them. And then we're going to go to your friends that you've had contact with, and if they test positive, then we're going to isolate and quarantine them too. So it's just going to be this like massive domino effect of just isolating and quarantining. But it gets worse.
Of making it less and less possible for others in the county to run into someone with COVID-19 infection. It's not just our county that's bringing more people on. There are going to be thousands of people hired who will be these contact investigators throughout the state. And this is occurring in many, many other states as well, perhaps all of the states in our
Perhaps
country.
all the states.
We will be giving intensive training to these people, training not only for identifying and finding contacts, but also in terms of how to be sensitive about doing it. We also realize that as we find more contacts, some of the people we find are going to have trouble being isolated. For instance, if they live in a home where there's only one bathroom and there are 3 or 4 other people living there and those people don't have COVID infection, we're not going to be able to keep the person in that home.
We're
Every
going to have to
person
take the
who
person.
we're isolating, for instance, needs to have their own bathroom. So
That's the most nice way of saying we have to take that person out of the house. In order to save the 3 that are fine, we have to take the one person out of the house. He needs his own bathroom. And you can't put another bathroom in the house. So what's going to happen is we're going to have to take that person out of the house. That's literally what that guy just said.
we'll be moving people like this into other kinds of housing
See, there it is.
that we have available.
That we have
They'll
available.
also
You know what? I think it's interesting. housing that we have available. Anybody remember the FEMA trailers? Whenever Andrew hit, was it Andrew? It wasn't Andrew. It was I'm thinking Andrew because Andrew was back in my day in Florida. Um, Katrina, is that what the? I can't remember the one that hit, and then they pulled all those trailers down, and then of course you have the Walmart FEMA camps, and we'll move you into another place. Don't worry, and then we'll isolate you for 2 weeks. But it might extend just like everything else is extending.
Also have other needs, perhaps food, whatever it's going to be. The county will be there to back them up and to support them.
Okay, that was it. That's all the information on that you need. So, did you catch the terminology? Did you catch what he was saying? Isolate those people. We have to pull those people out and put them into new places so that they can, they won't infect anybody else. How long have people been talking about this? I mean, if you're on my channel, you're watching this stuff, then you probably have seen other stuff that people have been talking about. This ties in with this guy. This is March the 30th. This was 38 days ago. This is when this started, 38 days ago. People have been talking about it for this long. I was saying that they would be doing this whenever this first started. Watch them come house to house and start pulling people out. So what you just saw was recent. I don't know when this was because there's no date on it. I didn't see a date. I mean, maybe there was a date and I missed it. I don't know. It doesn't say. This is recent. I just saw this morning. But this is March 30th.
Of the world, due to lockdown, most of the transmission that's actually happening in many countries now is happening in the household, at family level. In some senses, transmission has been taken off the streets and pushed back into family units. Now we need to go and look in families to find those people who may be sick and remove them and isolate them in a safe and dignified manner.
Did you catch that? Safe and dignified manner. I don't know who this guy is. It's become harder and harder to find these videos. Seriously. You see what I had to type into YouTube just to be able to find this? Safe and dignified manners. And we're going to be doing this. This is Ventura County in California. California, I feel bad for you, man. What was it? Wisconsin. I just heard Wisconsin was extending theirs down to July the 6th. Dude, come on now. So that stems from this. And then you have this. This is the HR 6666. Well, I've talked about this before, to authorize the security, or to authorize the Secretary of Health and Human Services to award grants, which means give money to eligible entities, which means it could be anybody. It could be a private firm. It could be an army, for all we know. It could be anybody. Eligible entities to conduct diagnostic testing for the CV-19 and related activities, such as contact tracing, which is what this guy was talking about, through mobile health units, and as necessary. That doesn't mean and we will. That means as necessary, which means if we have to, we'll do it. And I'll bet you any amount of money they'll do it at individuals' residences and for other purposes. Other purposes probably including isolating and quarantining and moving them to proper housing. That's what this is. This was introduced. Latest action. What is this? Referred to the House Committee on. Oh, I think that was okay. I think that was something we saw before. But anyways, this was introduced May the 1st. This guy's now talking about this. This guy was talking about it back then. Not this guy. The other guy. This guy. This guy was talking about it back in March the 30th. You have the mumblings. I can't find any conclusive proof to it. I've heard a lot of people talking about it, and I can't find those videos anymore. But you have the mumblings of child services, of CPS, and all those guys, child protective services, that are talking about setting up foster care for children that need to get away from a home where the adults test positive. This gives them money. This guy wants to do it. This guy is doing it. They can come and take your kids out of your house. I'm just saying this right now. It's 1, 2, 3 pieces of the puzzle. Put it all together. Come talk to me later, because we've been talking about it. I've been talking about it for a while. I've been saying it for a while. I even did the whole thing where I talked about the article that said that men are more likely to get it because of their testicles. I've been saying that just because I have a beard, they're probably going to tell me that I have it too much. It probably gets in your hair, and then you got to cut all your hair off. They'll probably have us all shaved bald by the end of this stuff. I was saying, though, with the testicles thing, that men are more than likely to get it. So how do you destroy a family home? You take the man out first. You take the men away first. I've been saying this for a while. I'm going to be the first one that gets taken out of this house. Not because I have anything, but because I will refuse to take anything. And if they don't take you, then they will take your kids away from you. They will take your family away from you. They will take your mom, your dad. They will take your grandmother. They will take whoever the hell that you have living in that house with you, because they have to isolate you. That's what that says. That's what that guy was saying. As far as I can tell, you can still refuse it. I heard something somewhere, I can't remember what it was, said that somebody refused it, and you can still refuse it. But what happens whenever they make it compulsory, mandatory? What happens then? Are you going to be ready to refuse it then? I just heard somebody say that the best thing I ever heard was, if you come to my house to test me, no, we're going to get tested. No, we absolutely going to get tested. So, if you don't wake up to what's coming, I don't know what to tell you. But that is my take on it. I'm not going any further detail on that because, like I said, I got to go back to work. I'm heading upstairs. I got to go to the bathroom, and I got to go kiss my wife. So that's information for you. Take it as you will. Do whatever you want to with it. I don't know, but that's a thing now. That's a thing. We're here. This is a thing. I'm losing my mind. I'm literally losing my mind. Every day it's something new. It's losing my mind. If you don't wake up now, we're in trouble. That's just all there is to it. And you people take care. I shall see you later. Should I wait for 10 seconds past 13 so that I don't get it right on 13 minutes? Because I know the last video was like 30 minutes and 14 seconds or something. It was something ridiculous. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. See you guys later.